Hello guys, welcome to another episode. In this one I will show you what's happening right now in the market, and I'm glad you are here, so let's get it started. Let's check first of all the Bitcoin price. So now Bitcoin is sitting at $77,000 and the oil is around $100 right now. And the US 10-year treasury is just climbed above 4.6%. And in a few hours from now, the NVIDIA report earnings will come out. That single earning reporting tonight could move the crypto 5% in either direction. I'm going to break down exactly how and exactly what you should do before it drops. Here's what you get in this analysis today. First, we will talk about the macro economy, the macro minutes, about the situation in Iran and why the oil is around $110. Changes everything. Chart of the day is of course the Bitcoin. I will show you exact setups about this bull trap or real bounce. Let's see in the video. I will show you trade setup for the week. So first of all, the macro minute. Today I need more than a minute because there is a lot of happening here. The oil, as we see the oil price, now the oil hits the crude oil. The crude oil can see it's hitting $115 and $112 now, which is in this week that is a massive move because Iran has effectively closed the Strait of Hormuz and the narrow waterways through which approximately 20% of the world's oil supply passes. So now here's a development from overnight that is actually important. Trump posted that he's been asked by Qatar and Saudi Arabia and the UAE to hold off on a planned military strike against Iran. He said that serious negotiations are now taking place. The Brent crude pulled back from 112 toward 110 on that news. This is critical for you as a crypto trader. Why? Because the oil is above 110. Inflation stays hot. Inflation stays hot means that the Fed can't cut the rates. And if the Fed can't cut the rates, it means that the risk assets stay under pressure. So negotiations progress, oil could drop fast. Relief rally across all markets, including crypto. Okay, and about the treasury yields, here you can see the 10-year US treasury yield, which is above 4.6% now, and the 30-year treasury yield is even more crazy. We can see 1.17% now. These are critical numbers. So when the 30-year breaks the 5%, it signals that the bond market is pricing in sticky inflation for a very long time. So that is a direct headwind for every risk asset, especially crypto. The March FOMC minutes that were released showed that the Fed officials are explicitly worried that the Iran war keeps energy prices elevated and inflation sticky. So the rate cuts delayed. And this isn't speculation, it's in the minutes. So now we cannot accept any rate cuts, and you can see that the rates are already high, which means that this is not favorable for the crypto. This is really bad actually for the crypto. So for the risk assets, this is not a good sign. What we want to see in the crypto space is that the Fed is cutting the rates, and these high rates will go down eventually. But as we can see here, it's all over going up, and Actually, it's going to new highs right now, because we even break this pattern here. So as you can see, we have this top here, and we can draw like a rising wedge, and we can see that actually we are breaking out from this wedge, which is really bullish. So probably the rates will go higher. So in the last week, the US spot Bitcoin ETF saw over 1 billion outflows. You can see here that in the last week we had some days around $600 million outflows, some day 290 million, 233. This is really not nice numbers. So about the ETF outflows, we have to mention that this is the worst weekly outflow since early February this year. The BlackRock accounted for 64% of single day Ethereum outflows. We can check here the Ethereum as well. And here we can see that also the Ethereum has a very big ETF outflows. That tells that the institutional money is de-risking, which means not buying the dip. So they are pulling out the money from the Bitcoin, from the Ethereum. And we can see this clearly on the ETFs. On the flip side, and here's the nuance, the XRP, Solana and Doge ETFs actually pulled in small positive flows of 3.67 million combined. But institutions are rotating out of Bitcoin and Ethereum and into selective altcoin products. That's a very interesting signal worth watching. And we have to mention here as well for the Solana, also we are seeing slightly inflows in the chart. So that's not bad, and we really have to mention here that the institutions are clearly moving out the money from the Bitcoin, from the Ethereum. But in the other hand, for the smaller altcoins like Solana, Doge, Hyperliquid, we can see slightly inflow, which means that they are selectively allocating to other crypto products, which means a little bit bullish for the altcoin sector. But overall, I think this is very bearish that we had, as I said before, we had the worst weekly outflow since early February. So what matters the most today is the NVIDIA earnings, because tonight we will see this. So around 2 p.m. Pacific and 5 p.m. Eastern time, we will see what will be the NVIDIA earnings. But here's what the Wall Street expects in this situation. Now the revenue is around $78.5 billion. The EPS is 1.7577 adjusted, and the guidance is that the Q2 revenue expected $86 billion. So here's the thing though, the NVIDIA has beaten estimates every single quarter for the past year, so a beat alone may not be enough. The market will be watching the guidance number. For guidance comes in below $86 billion, that's a miss in the market's eyes, and even if current quarter numbers look great. So why does this matter for the crypto? I tell you, look at the historical pattern. So the Bitcoin has historically rallied on NVIDIA beats. February 25, NVIDIA beat, BTC went from $63,000 to $69,000. So yeah, the BTC went from 89,000 to 83,000 in November 18. So we have to check November 18 is, yeah, here we can see that we had a relief on the Bitcoin. So it's somehow connected with the NVIDIA earnings. So why does this matter now? If the NVIDIA disappoints or guides lower, combined with the Iran headlines and the 4.6% yield on the US 10 years treasury, it is a potential 5% down move for the Bitcoin overnight. So what I'm expecting here is that the Bitcoin will come down lower, and we will visit lower levels. So now I'm also shorting the Bitcoin, and I'm expecting to going even more lower. Now we can see the fear and greed index. It's in a bit terrified territory, and the Bitcoin dominance is very, very important to check the Bitcoin dominance. We are sitting at around 60%. So the Bitcoin dominance is still rising, and it's still high. And now we can see, yeah, this is clearly rising right now. We can see the RSI here as well. Here's the brutal reality of the week's tape. 81% of the coins lost value in the last 24 hours. This is not a correction. I think that's a broad risk of move. So the levels you have to watch if you trade the Bitcoin. I recommend you using my links down in the description. I can give you $30,000 for trading on the Bybit. I can give you $6,000 trading on the Bitget, and you can check the weeks also. They have a very good promotion if you start trading. What I'm doing now is shorting the Bitcoin, and I will show you what's the levels you have to watch here. So above the resistance levels is of course the 80,000, and I think the next one, which is very important, is the 200 moving average, the daily 200 moving average, which is now around $82,200. So as you can see, I put here with the red line the two resistance levels, and this is where you should put your stop loss. So if you start a position and you want to short the Bitcoin, as I recommend and as I do also, but of course we have to protect the capital. So where we will put the stop loss is, I think, either this level, so maybe 82,000, or you go up more like 82,500 or 83,000. I think that's a very good position for the stop loss, because if my idea is invalidated and we are starting to go up, we will put here the stop loss to protect the capital. But now, as you see, we have a very big percentage for the Bitcoin, very big chance to move down around 5% more, which means it is a very good opportunity to trade. And what will be the profit levels, what will be the support zones? So if you start your short position right now, you can still start around 77,000 USD, and the next support levels will be the 76,000, the 75,000 level, and all the way down around 74,000. I think these are the main levels where you can take the profit as the price is going down. Basically, the 73 and 74,000 region, this one, is already the long liquidation cluster on the heat map, so a lot of the stop losses live here. This is where the smart money accumulation may start. As you can see, the long positions, we have very big liquidations here at the $74,000, and of course also in the 73,000. So these are very big levels of liquidations for the long positions. So that's why I recommend you, if you short now, you can put all the way down here like 73,000. You can put your position, and probably the smart money will eat these positions. They will liquidate these longs because that's what they do, right? And if you want to go deeper, if you want to hold even more your short position, you are planning to open maybe a longer time period, maybe you want to short for like 1 or 2 weeks, maybe a month, I recommend you to set up your position, your final take profit level around 63,000, 64,000, because this is the deep support zone here, as we can see, and this is the prior range for this short, and I think this is the zone where we can close the shorts and start to switch back to the long positions and start to build again the long positions. So that's my setup, that's what I'm preparing now. I think for the beginners it's very easy to start a short, and you can take profit around the 73,000 levels. It's still very nice, and in the short term you can easily take those profits. Don't forget to check our links in the description. I can give you $30,000 for trading on the Bybit, and many more extra fee discounts as well. And we also have to mention that now we are in May, and historically the May-June months are very low for the markets. So we have to mention that now we are in an era where the market should go down actually. So we are right now we are in a very weak window in the entering the market. So that's why it's a great opportunity in the short term to plan with the shorts. I think this period can last until September, because usually the market's starting to be better around the September months. I think the Ethereum chart is very interesting right now, and we can plan with more pain ahead for sure. So if you want to get into, I think the Ethereum is one of the most interesting altcoin charts right now in the market. Look at this. So right now the Ethereum broke down this level, this 2200 level, and we are going to 21 and the 2000. So this is basically right now the support level we can watch, and 244 million in long positions liquidations in a single day, 305 million on Monday. So that's enormous relative to its market cap. So as we see, the RSI is at approximately is around 30 on the daily. If we check the daily or the 4 hour, Yeah, it started to move already. So in the daily, we are down. That means that we are oversold right now with the Ethereum. The last time it was this low, and we can see here it was in February. So basically from there we had a nice upside. Now the RSI was already coming back to this position. So if we bounce up from here, maybe we go up 2300, 400, we got a bounce to that level, gives bulls a false confidence, then rejects and heads lower. So the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, we can check that one, and we can see that is breaking down, and the Ethereum now is underperforming the Bitcoin, and that's a risk-off signal within the crypto market. So if we see that the Ethereum is weaker combined to the Bitcoin right now, we can see that. Of course, that's a risk-off sign for the altcoin market. In the short term, I think we should wait now with the Ethereum. Let's check how much lower it can go. Maybe the Ethereum will broke. I think it can broke these support levels, these support zones, and maybe we can go back around 2000 or under 2000, maybe 1900 levels. So I think this can be this can happen for sure. So now for me, I'm waiting for this to come back to this zone, and maybe this point can be a good point to start a position, but we will check in the next videos. If we check the altcoins more, we can see the Solana as well staying here. Right now it's dumping as well. The Solana is the worst performing top 10 asset this week. We can see that it's down already around 10%, so it's a lot. Yeah, if we check the daily, we can see, wow, it's coming back 15% in the last few days. So yeah, that's very nice. We see very oversold in the RSI, but the daily RSI is not oversold yet. So worth to mention, the rejection from the resistance level, this is the 100 level, we had a big rejection here, as we can see. So that's why we are falling down as well with the Solana, and we can see that the daily level, the 50 moving average level, is also broken. So we go down which is a very key level. So I think we can be bearish for the Solana in the short term for sure. Now here's the nuance. The Goldman Sachs has 108 million in spot Solana ETFs. The Charles Schwab launched the direct Solana trading this year, and the institutional backing is real and growing. So this is not a project in trouble. I think it's a project being dragged down by the macroeconomics, but definitely from the institutions we can see very positive and massive capital inflows to the Solana. So worth to mention, and I think in the long term the Solana should be very good actually. In my opinion, this NVIDIA earnings and this macroeconomic situation which is bringing down the Solana. Okay, let's check now the XRP as well. Here we are also in an interesting level, as we can see. So we are coming back to these lower support zones, and we are retesting these support zones. I think if the XRP cannot hold this $1.3 level, I think this is a very important support zone here. If we cannot hold this, it means we will go much lower. Okay, so these zones, we have to find a support zone much lower. Maybe the $1 zone will be the next stronger support zone. So I really recommend to watch this level, and I think we should weigh this first, where the XRP going from this zone. If we check the hyperliquid, which we have an ETF already, okay, so that's very nice. We can see that here the RSI is very high. So the RSI is in a high zone now. It's up to 70. Yeah, but in the 1 hour time frame, we can see already lower RSIs. So here with the hyperliquid, we have to check that basically the price is going up. It's went up a lot now. Of course, it has the ETF as well, so it's going up a lot. But now in the 1 hour RSI, we can see the bearish divergence already. So I think this is a textbook setup for the hyperliquid as well, that it will coming back. So I think if you are holding hype or you are longing, I think you definitely close those positions. And with the hyperliquid also, we can prepare some drawdowns, drawbacks, some falling with the price for sure. Okay, and finally, what should we watch this week? As I mentioned in the video, we have to check now today the NVIDIA earnings. After the market will react to this, either way the revenue should be very high. So this is the single biggest catalyst of the week, the NVIDIA earnings. The revenue consensus is $78.5 billion, and the guidance consensus is $86 billion. So beat and strong guidance, which means risk on, but the BTC squeeze toward 80K. If we miss or we have a weak guidance, it means risk off, and the BTC could retest lower levels. So I expect to be miss or weak guidance. I think we probably not reach the higher guidance, the $86 billion, which means we will switch to a risk off phase in the market. We have to watch also the Iran negotiations, and the Trump set talks are happening. Watch for any breakthrough announcement. If a deal is confirmed and the oil drops, the yields ease, the crypto can rally. And the next one is the US Treasury yields, very, very high. The 10-year Treasury 4.6%. I think if it breaks higher, it means more pain. So we have to see a pullback here. Should go down under 4.5% to have a relief rally in the crypto market. So Wednesday, we check the earnings today. I think we should watch the key levels with the Bitcoin, and as you can see also, for example, the gold is also going down. So basically we see a very big lower lows, lower highs all over the market, not even with the Bitcoin, but in the other markets as well. We see the Nasdaq, we can see the S&P 500. So this is a massive dump in the last days for sure. We had a big spike, so we can see the RSI is going much lower with the S&P 500 as well. So overall I'm expecting to go lower, much lower. As we can see the S&P 500, I think we will go much lower. So that's why I'm shorting now the Bitcoin, watching these levels around the 76, 75, 74 and 73,000 can be good for taking the profits. And as I say, the NVIDIA earnings will be the most interesting news data this week. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You finding this very I hope you enjoyed this video and finding this very helpful. If I help you with this, please make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much and see you in the next one. Bye.